Sanctuary Hills is the first location you encounter when stepping out of Vault 111. And in today's video, we are going to be exploring the secrets of Sanctuary as well as getting a feel for what happened here while we were in cryostasis. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification button as we get started. Now, when you come out on the vault, the environment looks so different. There's ammo boxes here that were not here before. There's ruined cranes and cars and institute birds flying around. We see skeletons of people who could not make it into the vault, or, in this case, people who tried to enter the vault. These do not appear to be the soldiers that were protecting the area, nor are they vault security staff. So my guess is that these people, in fact, tried to climb into the vault after it closed and were unalived by the radioactive blast. We can step around here even more and encounter all the damage, all the debris, even more skeletons here. And when we pass through the gate that we came in the vault, we see a lot of skeletons. These people did not make it. Let's head down into Sanctuary. We'll go house by house, and we will see what took place while we were in cryostasis. We'll also try and piece together what pre-war life might have been like, could have been like, before the bombs dropped. We're going to start on this end, work our way around. We noticed that in the beginning of the game, if you were to run this direction with your partner carrying baby Sean, there would be military vehicles here, and it would automatically explode, ending your life basically, and you're having to reset. However, here we see a lot of debris, and these cars were not in this position before. So how did they get here? Did people try to drive away during the blast? Where did the military vehicles go? So many unanswered questions. On the right, we have a ruined house that we cannot access whatsoever, but if you get in the workshop, which we'll show off in a bit, you can scrap it for a nice healthy amount of steel. Let's get our weapon ready and come across the street. We see that somebody made a cooking station. This was not here in the pre-war era, but somebody made it after the fact. After the bombs dropped, while we were in cryostasis, Sanctuary appears to have been lived in. And we can see that there are chairs and various items, like a TV dinner tray here, that indicate survivors ended up using Sanctuary at one point or another for a means of shelter. We have a bathroom here, which is, I mean, no real secrets to this. People in pre-war America would need to bathe and use the toilet. And over here, we find a cap stash that indicates people who used bottle caps lived here. So that's more evidence of post-war Sanctuary usage. We also have a safe here that you can unlock with a fishing rod. Can't go fishing in Fallout, that would be cool, but you can at least scrap it. Let's go back this way. To our right, we've got another blue house you can scrap for steel, along with a toilet and a bathtub full of tires. Now, if you guys want to give your thoughts in the comment section, I would love to know why you think this is here, because someone in the post-war environment put this here. Was it debris? Was the bathtub broken and they used it as a garbage bin? I don't know. But this is kind of an odd place for these items to be, and certainly this was not here before the bombs dropped. Stepping across the street here, we can enter, and this house may in fact have bugs. We should be careful. We see more evidence of having been lived in at one point, as well as a lot of vines. A lot of vines. People who lived in Sanctuary did not have the means to maintain the homes or maintain the environment, and that's why we see so much grass just and brambles just piling up everywhere. Piling up everywhere. We can step in here. We see the remains of a dishwasher and a Nuka-Cola. We have a Nuka Cherry right here along with some Med X. Looks like maybe a storage room of some kind with a broken bed. Now here we find a weapon. A 10mm pistol. So if you did not get that in Vault 11, you can do so. And we have a lore terminal, a ledger terminal next to a safe with a pipe bomb on it. We'll just take care of that. And let's go and let's read this together. Who lived here? This is a pre-war computer. Sanctuary Hills. We have a list of names. Let's start with D. Pietro. Totally high-strung and needs to relax. I keep telling him that, offering him to help, but so far, no dice. By the looks of the guy, he's self-medicating with pie. Interesting. Baker. My favorite tinfoil hat-wearing nut job. Good for 7 ampules of day tripper a week. Guess he's a one-of-a-kind guy. Whatever helps the man groove. I believe that the person referenced here, if we go back, Baker, owns the house with the bunker. We'll show that off in a minute. Meantime, let's gather more information. Rosa. Still trying to get her some buff out. Didn't expect the rationing to affect this, but it is what it is. Ah, so this man, or this person that lived in this home, was a drug dealer. Selling chems. Jahani. He wants something called Psycho. I'm not sure the stuff even exists, and if it does, do I really want this Neanderthal using it? Guess it depends on how much he's willing to spend. I'll put some feelers out to my army connection, see where that goes. This is interesting. This shows in pre-war America, everyone has their price. And it looks like whoever this man was, he, at the very least, has a connection to the United States Army. He may have at one point served in the United States Army, because the Sino-American War in the Fallout series goes on for some time before the war, before the bombs actually drop. And this is referenced in things like Operation Anchorage in Fallout 3. Russell. They still owe me for that last Excel delivery. Occurred to me, was it even for them? Because, so help me God, if I find out they're juicing up those dogs, we're going to have words about more than the money. But we're probably beyond words anyway. I know they have a floor safe in there. I've seen it. Master bedroom under the dresser can't be that tough to crack. Ooh, we discovered that. We discovered that house not that long ago. The house we just came from down the street in the master bedroom had a safe under the dresser. So that is Russell's house. Then we have Concord. O'Keefe, Williams, and Anders. Still good for a couple hits of Daddy-O a week. Pretentious pseudo-intellectual asshole, but his money is good. Daddy-O is a drug that helps people relax. So yeah, that kind of makes sense. Wants Med-X as much as I can get. Hasn't told me why, not really my business. Guessing there's some sort of long-term pain management going on. Disease? Question mark. Now, that is entirely possible as chronic illnesses in the Fallout series. That is a known treatment for pain management. It can also be used to numb the senses, so there could be some things going on with Williams and Concord. Will we discover these people in Concord? If you hit that like and subscribe button, we will be doing lore videos and going through all of Concord including the sewage system in a later video. Anders. Kids are usually a no-go, but this girl's got style and she's not interested in getting tweaked. Ordered 20 blood packs. Some Halloween stunt or something. Or hell, maybe she's really a vampire. What do I care? She's got her daddy's money. I find it interesting that this guy at least has, this chem dealer has some sense of morals. Little whack, but hey, you know what? We can't really say for sure because we don't encounter this NPC in the game. Boston. This is referencing the entirety of Boston Commonwealth. Some student at CIT wants Day Tripper XL and an entire pallet, yes, pallet, of mentats. Not sure if he's doing crazy experiments, dealing to the other eggheads, or on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Don't care so long as the money's good. Palette is spelled wrong here, I believe. I believe this is the incorrect spelling for the correct context, as this is referring to a person's palate. Let me know if I'm incorrect, but I believe that this is a typo. If it is, whatever. But CIT. CIT is where the institute is. Very, very interesting. Ward. Young married couple, good for a couple day tripper per week. Easy order, cool people, no brainer. These people, no big deal, they just want to relax. McDermott. Cop. Long-time buff-out customer, running into supply problems. We had a good thing for years. I hate to end it now, and I don't exactly want to risk him getting all noble and law-abiding if he can't get what he wants. That would end very badly for him. McDermott is, I believe, also referenced in other parts of Fallout 4, which we will get to in later lore videos. And Sapolsky. The old lady has upped her daddy-o order, weird but profitable. Okay. So we've already isolated Russell's house, and we've isolated Baker's house. Miscellaneous. Potential new couple or customer in Charleston wants medics. Seems oddly desperate. Might be a cop trying too hard. Need to move slowly. This is suspicious. Definitely suspicious, and I can understand why this individual wants to take things slow. And finally, an underwear model from Braintree. Beautiful, intelligent, totally weird. All she's ever wanted is stim packs. 10 plus per week. My imagination continues to run wild. One of the things that's implied in the Fallout games is stim packs isn't just a medical treatment for health, but hypothetically, it could be used for anti-aging or breast augmentation. There's no definitive answer one way or another, but there are some implications throughout Fallout 4 as well as the other Fallout games. It can be used for that purpose. The immediate thing that steps into my mind about that is the Fallout New Vegas Dead Money DLC with the female actress. I forget her name, but she has piles of stim packs everywhere. Now that we've gone through this house, we can continue on. Let's continue on back down the street. We've got a very viney house here. And yep, there's a cigar on the table here. There's rad roaches. We can just give them a little smack. And if you're on survival, make sure you pick up the rad roach meat so you can cook it. You can cook it. The bathroom's got a stim pack, stim pack and purified water. Just a general first aid kit. Snag that. And a suitcase on a dresser. Not much going on in this home, but in the backyard we do have a kickball, a weed whacker, and open grill, as well as some lawn flamingos. And a doghouse. Lawn flamingos and a doghouse. Pre-war, this would be a nice lush green area with trees and green cut grass, so the lawn flamingos make perfect sense. They make perfect sense. We've already touched on that house there. One oversight I do think the devs could have done a bit better is labeled the mailboxes. It would be cool to know who lived here just by looking at them. However, given the information in that terminal, as well as some other clues we can discover throughout the game, we can, in fact, piece together who owned what house, even if we don't always encounter them. Now, this carport here has a suitcase on the remainder of this vehicle here, and that was not, we did not see that as we ran to the vault. My guess is as we run up to the vault and step on the thing, the elevator to go down, the people in this house quickly ran home, threw stuff in a suitcase, threw it on the car, and kaboom. That is my guess. We can explore this house a little bit and see that there's not a lot happening here. We do have some soggy files everywhere. Standard bathroom, and a bedroom that has clearly seen better days. Now, across the street, we'll head over, we'll ping pong back and forth. This is where the workshop is, and you can activate it in order to turn Sanctuary into a functional settlement and begin scrapping. These tires and this wall here, as well as the armor bench and power armor station, did not exist before the bombs dropped. So what I want to know is, more specifically, how did this get here? How did this get here? Because a power armor station isn't something you would normally see in civilian life in the Fallout games. The armor bench makes a little bit more sense just because you can build them. You can build them with ease. But power armor at the time that the bombs dropped was a military use only item. So how did this get here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section as we continue to explore. We have tires all over the place, and if you count the tires, if you notice the tires, there are more tires than there are vehicles. So, like, that vehicle down there has its tires intact. Those vehicles over there, some do, some don't, but there are a mysterious number of tires here, as well as kickballs. Did people, after the bombs dropped, play kickball? Who knows, but that's there. This is a fun little house to turn into a player home, because this is already there. Although, when Trash Can Carla shows up and stands approximately right here, her Brahmin can occasionally get stuck in the house. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind if you decide to make that a player home. We find more tires, and I'm just going to quick adjust the game hour so we can see. There's Codsworth doing absolutely nothing about the mess all around him. And we have the home of the House of Tomorrow. This is Nate Nora's house that you start in, and yeah, it has been ruined. It has been looted. You find a You Are Special book right here, which you can choose to add one to any of your base attributes. We have Sean's crib that Dogmeat can jump up on and longingly sniff the baby smells. We have the Grognak the Barbarian art magazine we can pick up here. And one really cool thing about this house that I discovered after over 1,000 hours of gameplay is these sticky notes. These sticky notes, after over 220-ish years, they are still somehow here. These sticky notes have survived 220 plus years of sitting on a fridge, and they survived a nuclear blast, which is impressive. And yeah, calling a repairman may not be feasible in post-war Boston. Now, one other thing that people have pointed out in various videos that you yourself may have noticed is if you step outside and look at the vehicle here, it is not actually the same vehicle as the one Nate Nora had. So whose car is it? Why is it here? I don't know, but it's here now. We have a new car, I guess. To the right, we have yet again a broken house we can't do anything with other than scrap. Nice amount of steel. This house has Halloween decorations. Now, the cool thing about this house is you can actually get a clue from Codsworth when you talk to him regarding the owners of this house. He complains that the children have been running around in Halloween costumes like maniacs. Spoiler alert, those people are actually ghouls that you can encounter in a random encounter. In my experience, it's downtown Boston, but it may be in other locations for you. But those ghouls are the owners of this house. Fighting off some bloatflies here. We can just put down a few shots. There we go. And we see a safe. We see a bathroom. This is another standard house with not too much going on in it other than the bugs and the Halloween decorations. The Halloween decorations are because if you're new to the game or coming back, the bombs drop October 23rd, 2077, and as we all know, Halloween is October 31st. So with that being said, yeah, it's a week-long celebration, week-long preparation in the Fallout environment. This house belongs to Baker, because if you step around to the back, you can enter a cellar. This cellar was used for the prospect of a nuclear blast, which everyone laughed at him for, but he wasn't wrong. He's just no longer here. Assuming he survived and lived a normal lifespan, he would be dead for over 100 years because of how long we were in cryostasis. And he's got it all decked out with everything from ammo, purified water, gold, etc. Pre-war money, first aid gear. If you play on survival, this is a good place to come and just snag a bunch of early game things. It's a great place to come and get kitted out. Just keep in mind, food and water will have carry weight, as will the ammunition. Heading inside Baker's property, we see another vehicle, and the it's a mess. It's a mess. We find a cap statue, which tells us that people lived in Baker's house. And I can't say I blame them because it's got a built-in bunker, so it would be one of the safer houses to live in. We also see evidence of a barricade made that could indicate that the settlers here at one point just wanted to have some type of makeshift defensive position. Broken house for steel. Broken house for steel. There's a truck here. And this house here is the final house in this video. And we see bugs. We see bugs. Let's clear out the... Oh, geez, hello. If I can hit my shots, let's take care of the bugs. And look at the scene. Looks like this settler in the corner made a last stand. We find a skeleton with a pipe pistol. Pipe pistols were occasionally used in pre-war times, from what I've seen on wikis and just general information, but they are more of a post-war thing, so we can conclude that this guy is a post-war survivor that, for whatever reason, did a last stand, made this barricade, and did not survive. Now the question is, what was he making a last stand from? Was it the bloatflies? Not likely. Not likely in my opinion, because as you saw, the bloatflies can fly around. They can dodge. They can move. This makeshift structure to me indicates that this man who made it was defending himself against potential armed intruders, things to absorb bullets and projectiles. There's nothing to indicate that the bloatfly, this would stop the bloatflies, and if anything, it would hamper his ability to defend himself from bloatflies because of how agile they are. Also, we do see a straw pillow and a rug, so that also indicates he was expecting armed intruders to come in and slept right here as a makeshift bed. Let me know in the comments what you guys think he was trying to defend himself from, because when we step out of the vault, there's no super mutants, there's no raiders, there's nothing. The closest raiders are in Concord, which Codsworth directs us to. We have the master bedroom here, and we also have a television here. Would have been a nice pre-war setup had the bombs not dropped. And we have a crib. This family had a baby as well, along with a novice lock safe down here. Before we wrap up the video, let's just do a little bit of wandering in the sanctuary area as well and make sure we do our due diligence. Here is a makeshift melon farm. There are melons here and gourds here, which obviously indicates a post-war attempt at a settlement. I say attempt because it is empty and barren. But this is a great place for you to come and start a farm behind your player home if you so desire. You can grab a copy, several copies of Picket Fences throughout the game, most notably in Fallon's department store, which is infested with super mutants. And here we have a jungle gym playground, which is also kind of interesting because I don't recall this being here when the bombs drop. I don't recall this being here. Also, when the bombs do drop and you run to the vault, you are the only family with a baby. What happened to the other baby? What happened to that baby? We found a house with a crib, and running to the vault, you see neighbors panicking and doing all sorts of things you would expect people to do when they're fleeing from something in terror. But this crib in the house indicates another baby. Let me know what you think. Where did that baby go? It's not shown in the game, so why is there a jungle gym with no children? What happened to the mysterious baby? Who knows? That's more Fallout mysteries. Now, we'll just go under the bridge here and explore, because we find more tires, we find debris from houses, which we would expect. Somebody's bathtub ended up landing in the lake here and getting covered by the muck, which is a little bit interesting. Over here, we have a vehicle that got blown all the way over here. We have what appears to be a vehicle engine here. We have all sorts of junk. Let's, I'm gonna go this way, actually, because I'm getting stuck. Let's walk around here, and coming up here, we see the ruins of the sanctuary wall and the beginning of the bridge. There are plenty of mods out there that repair the bridge, if you guys want to do so. We do have a mongrel here. We have a mongrel here, and it looks like we've got a raider here. We have a dead raider here who looks pretty fresh. Looks pretty fresh. So maybe Codsworth took this guy out. If so, hats off to Codsworth, because that's well, he did something. Then we've got this illustrious statue over here with a duffel bag. Make sure you pick this up because it gives you weapons and ammo. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Our next lore video is going to be on this red rocket. Let me know what you think about Sanctuary. There's so much there, and there's so many mysteries that I haven't seen people touch on, like the mysterious baby. Where did that baby go? Let me know in your, let me know in the comment section down below, and this is where we're going to give a big shout out to my channel members. My channel members are wonderful people who support me, and I thank you so much for being part of the Nuka-Cola theme park family. They get access to my private Discord, as well as cool channel badges, emotes, early access to all my videos, so much more. If you guys want to be part of my private Discord, hit that join button down below, and I will catch you next time.